Here is the, if I say it right, Kumbelwagon, German variation of kind of like the Jeep sort of thing. 369 images. It's captured a good amount, and it sort of just goes to show as well the perfect sort of surface to capture matte flat sort of thing, set of reflections. It's missed some information here, but that's not a big deal. It's captured most of it really well. Got some of the dirt from the tyres kicking up. It's captured the glass registration, Warren of Fitness. Pretty cool. Done a good job, even in the shadows under here. It's captured some of the drive mechanism in the front. I think they're four-wheel drive. Suspension. Tyre looks really nice. That's really cool. Other side, just a bit of information missing through there. Same thing with the guard there. Rope looks really nice. He's actually plumbed in an oil cooler to help it, because it's got a VW engine in the back. He's made all this himself. He's an ex-panel beater, so he's made all these panels, all the doors, everything himself, which is absolutely amazing. Full credit to him. It's pretty cool. So the engine bay's in here. It's got a little VW engine. I think it's a 1200cc, 1250 or something like that, he said. A little bit underpowered, he reckons, but because it's such a hot little bay in here, there's not much airflow going through for the engine. He's put an oil cooler external, so at least there's some form of cooling for the engine, so it doesn't overheat. But look at that. I mean, the wheels and stuff look really cool. I think it's done a really good job. Inside, not so much. It's captured most of it. You've got the Flickerton cover there for the roof. Oh no, not for the roof. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's for. But the floor's missing. It's gone Flintstone style. Yeah, feet go through the floor, whatever. So gear stick, it's done the speedo pretty cool. Steering wheel's a bit munted through there. It's having a bit of a spaz with some of the internal parts of it and stuff, but if this was to be a game asset or something like that, just sitting in the background, pretty good quality. One other thing is I've done the simplification on the mesh. I've gone from 34 million tries down to 5 million tries, and I've also done texture reprojection from the high poly to the lesser high poly, still pretty high poly, 5 million tries, but the main reason I did 5 million is because I wanted to show you in Beholder Vision. Beholder is another photogrammetry program that's sort of just come out, and I'm just going to say now the big difference. There is a little bit of difference in the quality and the look, but just understand this: the reality capture's got a massive team of people that work on this, refine it, make it pretty awesome. That's why it's an industry leading program. It's where a lot of people use it. Beholder is a one-man band, I'm pretty sure. Talked to the developer, had a few conversations. It's pretty cool. This is done by one guy, and as it is at the moment, I think is absolutely bloody amazing. He's achieving this sort of stuff, which is really cool. And there are certain elements of this that's more accurate than reality capture, believe it or not. But this is the same amount of photos, same amount of images, and this is the output, which I think's pretty good. You can see the mesh is a little bit lumpier, not as smooth. The textures, as you get in closer, they're a bit not quite as sharp, but it's doing the same thing. It's missing information through certain parts, or it's getting mixed up with the camo paint, maybe, thinking the darker points are a hole. But same thing. It's done a pretty bloody good job with the rope. Majority of it's really nice. A bit of a hole there. Same thing with the inside. You can't get really around there. I just didn't capture the angle of it. It's done the same stuff. It's having a spaz through there, no flaw. It's a little bit not as crisp, but I'm definitely not knocking it. I'm very impressed, and this is free for personal use. Start getting into the commercial side of things, you have to download it all and pay for the license and what have you. But this is really good. Just to show you with the wireframe, it's still pretty dense. I mean, this is 5 million, and that's another thing too, is that there's less tools up here, but what it does is it automatically drops the poly count down to a maximum of 5 million. So if yours is over 5 million, it's always going to be 5 million unless it's less than 5 million. So, you know, there are less tools, but to have a simplified process is quite nice. You can still have the basics of inspecting things. This is what I mean. The meshes are, you know, it's just a little bit, not as much detail, a little bit crisper, but again, it probably does an automatic smoothing modification to the mesh, I would imagine. But hey, like I said, not knocking it. It's a new program. He's still working on it. I would 100% recommend using it if you're into photogrammetry. Have a play around with it. The log, if you have crashes and bits and pieces, automatically gets sent back. So make sure when you download it, you do set up tick the box that sends data back to him, because that's how he refines things and makes this a better program, with the goal of, you know, making it bigger and better. He might start getting more people, a bit of a team. Yeah, so that's the Kumbelwagon. I do have a motorcycle here. Hopefully this video's not going to be too long. I wanted to keep it quite compact just to showcase what I've done. So I will bring up the motorbike now and show you that. So here's the it's an R75. It's a BMW R75 sidecar, whatever you want to call it. Pretty bloody amazing job through here, as it usually does. It picks up on engine components and what have you pretty well. It loves the rusty, Photogrammetry loves the rusty chrome sort of, what do you call it, surface. It's done a good job through here. It's captured a bit of detail. Start getting up close, it lacks a little bit. One thing it has missed is in behind this gear shifter. It's obviously a bit of a hole through there, but whatever. Again, I did my 1954 Northern Dominator a while back. I think it was not last year, the year before, for school, and the same thing happened. It just missed out a whole bunch of the spokes. It hasn't done a good job of that, and also the shark fin number plate, it's got a big hole there for some reason. Didn't really like that, but yeah, really nice. Like, it's the textures and stuff are really nice on it. Same thing with the spokes through there. But same thing as the Kumbelwagon, this would be kind of, you know, if I wasn't to go through and fix all these bits up and have it as a main subject in an animation or something like that, it would be perfect for a backdrop asset in a short film or a game. Obviously I'd lower the poly count too, so I've done the same thing. I have simplified it from 22 million tries down to 5 million tries, done the same thing. I've texture reprojected the textures from the high poly to the low poly. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's come out quite nice. And as a comparison, I'll show you the mesh too. Difference in the mesh. Yeah, so here's the mesh. A lot of detail on it. I haven't done a smoothing on it. Just left it as it is. Obviously you can see that big hole in the tank. Wouldn't be a bad idea to go back through and maybe recapture it at some stage, but for now is just a bit of an experiment. This is pretty good. Put it on Sketchfab or something like that. So this is reality capture as before. Beholder. Same thing, got the hole in the tank. And also, I think it's gotten a bit confused where the dark camo meets the tan camo, and it thinks it's a bit of a hole or something. I just had a bit of a whoopsie there. But yeah, it's just textures. I mean, I might not be doing something right, you know what I mean? So I may have to talk to the developer and ask him about this. But again, not knocking it at all. I think it's a really cool and very capable program, especially for a one-man band. I think it's amazing. And look at this. It's done a good job with the number plate, and also it's captured majority. There's a couple of little funky spokes in there, but it's done a better job than reality capture through the spokes. Awesome. Pretty cool. Another thing too, which I didn't think it had, which I found the other day. I didn't think it had any tools to do like a box cut like reality capture, but turns out it does. But I just can't remember how to get it. It popped up here when I was constructing the mesh. For some reason it's not there anymore, so I don't know how to get it. Yeah, not sure, but it is there at some stage. It pops up, and I was able to do it. But yeah, so cool. Bit of a showcase. I would highly recommend, if you're into photogrammetry, give Beholder a go. Give it a run. The more people that use it, the more he can refine it and work on bugs and feedback, all that sort of stuff. So I'll show you the mesh. See, it's just not quite as detailed as reality capture. But still really good. Still tidy, you know what I mean? So yeah, 5 million poly as well. Poly counts 5 million, like usual. So yeah, go find it, download it, have a go, spread the word. Same thing, free for personal use, costs money for commercial as usual, same sort of thing. Be all good. Thought I'd show you guys the showcase and see what you think of it, and yeah, go have fun. I love photogrammetry, it's good fun. Love doing this sort of stuff, capturing this old technology, bringing it into the 3D world, making use of it. Very cool method and tool to use in the pipeline. Cool. Cheers.